Welcome to the movie podcast. My name is Anthony, and I'm back.
Oh man,
We had 2
With a
weeks free.
vengeance.
with a vengeance.
2 weeks free.
2 weeks free of me.
Yeah.
And I became the villain. I was bullied.
There was so much singing on the show.
There was a lot of singing.
There was a lot of
It's
singing.
the first podcast in 3 podcasts. It's all 3 of us are here now.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great
3
to be
weeks,
back.
3 podcasts, 3 of us.
It's
Forever.
The cycle is complete.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anthony, are you first of all, how was LA?
LA was great. Weather was great. Had a great time. Went to LA, San Francisco, Sonoma, Napa. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna ask me, did I do any of the touristy things in LA, like hit the Paramount Block and Warner Brothers and
Or
all
you
that?
mean the movie? The movie.
Oh, you mean the movie industry?
The movie
That we,
Yeah, no,
talked so much
yeah,
about?
I didn't hit that because you know
okay.
I am the movie industry, right? So
Wherever
yeah.
you were, that's where
celebrities
people
came
should
to
have
me, right?
That's true. That's
Right.
true.
But yeah, it was great. But I didn't do any of that.
been. That's good. But you had a good time though.
I had a good time. I will go back and do those things
Yes.
when I, have the time. It was just a lot of things happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Weddings,
Wine
traveling,
tastings.
wine tasting. You plan it. You only have 10 days. It's
true.
hard to.
For sure.
Do you are you relieved that I wasn't playing a trombone and it was a sousaphone in the video?
Yes,
Okay,
I am
good.
so relieved.
Yeah.
Good.
That was a big moment for us when we were trying to figure all that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great to have you back, man. It's great to have
Yeah,
you
I'm
back.
glad to be back.
I haven't missed too much. I mean, only
Well, you guys did a an episode on Toy Story, which I wish I was here for.
Right.
But maybe when Toy Story 5 comes out,
yeah. In 10 years from now,
10 years.
we'll cover it.
20 years.
Sounds
Maybe
good.
maybe we'll be in it. You know?
Oh, maybe
Ooh, we could be, yeah.
we'll be like we'll have the movie podcast within Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
I like
That
that.
would be really cool.
We'll call it Toy Podcast.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But as always, you can catch the movie podcast every Monday morning, sometimes Sunday night, if you're really paying attention.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
A little Easter egg for you.
Yeah. And you can catch our movie podcast on all your favorite podcast services. And as always, if you have a question you want to ask us, please feel free to connect with us on thistimewith.com/talk. Ask us your question, and we will answer it on the movie podcast.
It's true. We've gotten a few questions today as well.
Yeah. Why don't we start off with those questions?
Let's do it.
You want me to read the first one?
Yeah, Shay.
Yeah, interesting.
I think you should.
I think I should read the first one.
Suits you.
It suits me. Interesting. So Ali, a friend of the show, asks, "What are your thoughts about Bollywood films? I would like all members to watch a Bollywood movie and give inputs on how it stands. Some movies like Three Idiots, PK, Rub the Melody
Were you
Jodi."
calling us Three Idiots, sorry? No?
Is Dane interrupting me in the middle of a
think so.
question?
I mean, I saw Three Idiots. I'm like, who else would Ali think of?
It's
but
really
us three?
it is about us actually. Yeah, Talash are very well made and can compete against Hollywood cinema. TMP thought of expanding the audience. What is it?
I think TMP means the movie podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I always go by TMP too. I just didn't know that he knew about that. The movie podcast thought of expanding the audience by discussing just a little, not a lot of Bollywood. Also, what are your favorite foreign movies?
All right. A lot to unpack there.
Yeah, I'll go first. So, I mean, I grew up watching Bollywood films with my family. So, all the films that Ali has mentioned here, I've seen, and I'll be very, very frank. These are all actually fantastic movies, and I am very critical about Bollywood films because in the 90s they were very that whole sing-song dancey, that thing that everyone kind of parodies, and that what
people like think of Bollywood films.
what
when they,
Slumdog Millionaire really like
Right.
try to kind of like get across.
Right.
But now they are trying to take it more seriously. Like I have fallen out of it because some of them are still now trying too much to one up Hollywood.
Right.
When it just looks stupid. But the ones that are like the films that Ali's mentioned here, these are very grounded and really great movies. And I do implore you guys, one day we should watch them or watch some that kind of compete. When it comes to favorite foreign movies for me, one of my favorite films is Chungking Express. And it's a great movie. It's basically a love story about this cop and this waitress, basically, I guess you could say. And the whole film is basically set to the soundtrack of the Mamas and Papas California Dreamin'.
oh, awesome.
And it's such a great movie. It's visually stunning, and it's on Criterion as well. So if you do get a chance to check it out, I highly recommend it. It's an easy watch, and it's just a lot of fun.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
For me, I haven't really watched any Bollywood films. I don't think I've ever watched a Bollywood. The strange thing is, I have a friend who's made a Bollywood film. Not even a Bollywood film. It's more of a short. It's called Just One Night. It's on YouTube. It has like 11 million views.
Oh, wow.
And that was probably the only thing I've watched that was, we'll say,
Remotely
Bollywood
closer, right?
connected or Indian connected, we'll say. But yeah, I would like to kind of be introduced into.
Yeah.
I would like the more serious films that I don't really research, and maybe someone can introduce some films to me. I know
sure.
there's a list that was given. But yeah, like I know Mel has watched a couple of them, but I haven't. But for foreign films, for me, I have quite a bit of them. Old Boy is a big one for me.
Great one. Yeah.
Gaspar Noé's Enter the Void and Climax, which is two films I watched at TIFF. French films, crazy films. If you ever watched Gaspar Noé's movies, they're like psychedelic,
Right.
violence, the most craziest thing you've ever seen captured on camera in a movie.
Very cool.
But yeah.
I like that Ali gave us some places to jump off with these movies in terms of like suggestions, because like Shay's shown me a bunch of like, I guess, scenes from different Bollywood movies, and the production value is incredible. And I think that's something that, like, if you don't know, like, Ali's totally right here, that the production value of these movies does rival Hollywood. Like, they are just beautifully shot. Like, the extras, everyone is just like, they just come correct. It's amazing. So like, definitely I'm going to give these a watch. For foreign films, for me, there's one that's come to mind that I saw at TIFF in 2015. I want to say it's a Swedish one called Force Majeure. I want to say that's how it's pronounced. But you guys have probably seen the trailer. It's basically like a family that's going skiing, and it's basically this giant avalanche pretty much like takes over the whole mountain and pretty much the chalet where they're staying at. And after that accident, the cracks in their marriage start to kind of come up, and you start seeing them do like things that you wouldn't expect them to do. So it's really cool to see how like the family kind of dealt with the tragedy of like this avalanche, and then how it affected their lives after that. So that's a really great one. Also, Criterion recently as well, they purchased, or I guess they revived this website called Film Freeway, I think it was called, where they basically, Criterion has like their own streaming service now where you could watch a bunch of films that wouldn't normally get a theater release, or
Right.
foreign films. Like, so it's a whole library. If you want to explore foreign films, check out the Criterion streaming service. So they're doing some really good stuff over there as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's our second question? Or
I was just going to say really quick, yeah, what's really crazy about Bollywood films, though, is that the budget for these movies, if you convert into like US dollars, isn't very high. Like, a lot of them are made for like 5 to 10 million, maybe 15.
That's
even.
crazy.
And they, again, rival that of films
easily.
of a $100 million budget. So it's crazy.
So yeah, our second question comes from Erica, and she says, so a couple episodes back, I submitted to one of the podcast's Insta questions about famous movies we haven't seen, and replied with anything by Tarantino. Oh yes, I remember this episode now. Anthony scoffed when he heard my answer and went to say, yeah, well, I bet you she's seen Sex in the City. To which I will proudly say, yes. Yes, I have seen Sex in the City. I've seen it multiple times and I've always enjoyed it as an easy, dumb, funny chick flick, no matter what its reputation. The question you guys got last week about movies that are well regarded that you hate, dislike. Sorry, give me 1 second here. The question you guys got last week about movies that are well regarded that you hate, dislike, and this experience with Tarantino vs. Sex in the City now inspires my current question. What is a movie that the masses or critics hated or did not respect that you stand by and would say that you love? Thank you.
Tarantino versus Sex and the City.
I think that's his next movie.
That's a topic.
Because we said Django versus Zorro, so now it's Tarantino versus Sex and the City.
We went from Anthony Lover 69 to Anthony Hater
42.
450,000.
Yeah, man, you got a lot of.
The reputation is preceding you.
Yeah,
but yeah, Erica's question: what is a movie that the critics did not like or the general masses did not enjoy, but you will stand by and defend?
I'm gonna go first.
go ahead.
I like Solo.
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 Yeah.
I thought I liked the movie. I don't know what. I liked the set. I liked the whole story. I thought it was a really cool space adventure.
For sure.
I know a lot of people hated it.
I'm
or
not
didn't like it,
yeah.
or didn't think it should be considered, a solo film. Like, this is
Right.
not what they expected from a solo film. I liked it. I didn't know what to expect from a solo film.
Right,
but
right.
I kind of digged it. Yeah.
I think for myself with Solo is that it just didn't feel like it was adding anything more to it. What I really dug in that movie though is like I liked that they were expanding the world of Star Wars and seeing all these different characters, which I always love, and it's nice to have something that's not so directly tied to the Skywalker saga, even though it was with Han, obviously. But the thing I didn't love about that movie is that I just feel like it was trying to give answers to things that we didn't need to have answers to, like the Kessel Run and how he got his name and stuff like that. But
Right.
it's like visually, it's still a beautiful movie. But yeah, it's not one that I would go back to or defend for me personally. But that's just me.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's cool, man. Relax.
Yeah.
What's
I will
your
fight you?
What's your movie? What's your movie?
For myself, yeah, I think the movie that I will always go back and defend, and again, this will get hate as well, but I think Man of Steel is a movie that when it came out, it just got hated on by a lot of people. Not as much as Batman vs Superman did, obviously, but I just feel like people did not like the direction that Superman went in, and I definitely have some like issues with the movie, but I will always defend it. The soundtrack is unrivaled. The cinematography is stunning. I love Henry Cavill as Superman, and I hope he continues in this role, which we'll get into a bit later. But yeah, that's a movie that I'll defend, and the Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition I'll also defend as a good movie as well too.
Yeah. I love Man of Steel, and I love Batman vs Superman, and it just. I know people hate those films, but it's funny because I saw those movies with a lot of people because I saw it in theaters a bunch of times, and every time I went to go see it with somebody, they was like, "Wow, that was amazing!"
Yeah,
like they were like, "Yeah, I get it now." And then when all the real like publicized hate for that film came out, all those people that said they loved it were like, "No, it's crap," and I'm like.
Yeah.
How did you just switch like that on me?
It's like vile, especially with those movies. I feel like there was such like a vile hate that came with them, and it sucks because the thing that was lucky, at least for us, is that we got to watch it a week before the reviews and everything came out. So when we saw it, that was one of my favorite theater experiences because the audience was going crazy at some scenes. So that was really cool to watch. And then it was such like a deflating feeling like a week later when those reviews came out and the Rotten Tomato score was like 27%, and everyone was just like, yeah, maybe that was a bad movie, and then it kind of just changed.
Yeah, like stick with your heart, man. Stick with your gut. Like whatever critics say, like you got to go with your own feeling.
Yeah, and not just change to be in the majority of people, right?
Yeah.
How about you? What's another one?
Honestly, there's a lot of films that I kind of was going through my list that I own that people didn't like as much. Like growing up, I loved watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Yep.
It's a bad movie by all regards. Sure. It's silly, it's stupid. Ivan Ooze, but like I loved the Power Rangers, man. They were great.
Right.
White Chicks.
Yeah, White Chicks.
Great film. Really funny.
For sure.
I haven't seen it.
Never seen it, eh?
No, I've seen like scenes from it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's really good. Equilibrium, starring Christian Bale.
Right.
Great movie. It almost kind of like rivals that Matrix-esque kind of feel.
I feel like it got a bad rap because people thought it was trying to be a Matrix, and then.
But it was just really cool. I'll always defend Space Jam.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone's
hate Space Jam.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I always
when I talk about at work sometimes about Space Jam, people are like, "Oh, that was stupid," or like adults that like my parents hated Space Jam.
Really?
Yeah, because it was just like, "Oh, that's a stupid cartoon film." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that's kind of weird."
Oh, really?
But like, I think like
I
people
heard
that
the
grew
Space
up,
Jam hate,
I think people when grew up in our age,
Yeah.
like they love Space Jam, but critics obviously hate it.
Did you guys see that LeBron James started shooting Space Jam 2 this week?
I saw that. Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It is happening.
Yeah.
Do you think it should happen?
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, I don't think it's
It makes sense
necessary.
why they're doing it, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't. Sure, it's happening. Like, we'll obviously go watch it. But
Yeah.
is it necessary? I'm happy that we're seeing like Bugs Bunny and them coming back because I feel like it's been a minute since they've had a movie.
Do you think Michael Jordan should show up? Do you think he would show up?
I think they'll definitely a reference to him. I would be kind of bummed out if he's not referenced somehow in it.
That'd be cool if he showed up, yeah. Another movie that I'll always defend as well is Rat Race.
Oh yeah, I love Rat Race.
Such a
Rat
great
Race,
movie,
yeah.
but like other people have never heard
Terrible,
of it.
but amazing movie.
People have
Yeah.
never heard of it, or it's like whatever 46 or 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Such a funny movie.
I feel like there's a lot of movies that, especially growing up with that, you don't, when you're younger, you don't have that lens of like, oh, this is good, this is bad. This
Right.
is like what you've grown up with, right?
Yeah.
So even when you look at like reviews for Home Alone and stuff growing up, like those are beloved movies now, but they didn't get good reviews back then. It's just funny how that kind of happens throughout time.
Well, it's funny because like, growing up, like I loved Phantom of the Menace.
Yeah.
And like
for
now
sure.
when I watch it, I'm like, oh my god, that's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Right. It's
fun.
just, you're a
Fun.
kid, right? Like, you
Yeah, you're
don't
young and
know
dumb.
what you connect with that movie on a different level than adults do.
Right.
But I think if you're a child and you're connecting with this movie, it just shows how, like, what you want to see on film.
For sure.
And if they connect with you, I think they did their job, you know?
For sure.
These movies they're for everyone,
That's true.
you know? And adults can be sometimes negative, or they have, like, this thing that this is how it should look.
Right.
And, you know,
Yeah, this guy goes to LA for 2 weeks, and comes
It
back.
comes
all
back
fucking-
a philosopher over here.
Philosopher's Stone.
That was very insightful, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anthony.
But yeah, thank you. Who was that? Erica?
Erica,
Erica,
Yeah, thank you, Erica, for
She hates you.
the question. Yeah.
She hates you.
We also
okay.
had a write-in movie suggestion, which is so Moki wrote in this week and also said, "Watch The Mummy." That's all he wrote.
I love the Mummy.
Which mummy? There's like 9,000 mummies.
The one with Brendan Fraser,
Oh,
1990.
okay, yeah,
I feel like a couple episodes ago I just talked about how I watched
Yeah.
1 and 2. So.
And it was
Yeah.
on this weekend too, which is weird. I'm
It's like always on TV. It's
it is.
crazy.
It's never left TV.
yeah. Does the CG stand
No.
hold up for that film?
No.
No.
No?
Yeah.
No.
No. But that's part of the charm of it now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Mummy Returns.
Oh god, yeah,
The
Dwayne
Rock.
the CG
Oh,
Dwayne
yes,
Johnson.
The Rock. yeah.
PlayStation 1.
His first film role,
Yeah.
and it was just a PlayStation cutscene.
Cool. I'm like, okay, relax, dude.
Did you guys ever watch the spin-off of it, The Scorpion King?
Yes, just the first one, not
the
the
first one?
40 other ones that came out.
Yeah,
No.
but I think Dwayne was only in the first one, right?
I think,
Yes, I think so.
He was only in the first,
the first one.
the first Scorpion King movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
there we go.
So why don't we head over to news?
Let's do it. Oh, he still got it. He still got it. That's why I held back because I'm like I wanted to hear it come from him.
So news time.
Let's do it.
We got quite a bit of news this week.
We do.
First news is coming from Adam Chitwood of Collider. Warner Brothers taps Anna Sarnoff.
Yeah.
Anna Sarnoff as new CEO. What do you guys think of this?
It's big.
This is huge.
This is a long time coming. I mean, their last CEO exited the role a few.
Kevin Trujillo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's famous for wanting Justice League to be under 2 hours, for making all these changes to.
He was
Other
a great
movies-
guy, you know?
Sorry?
Not a
wasn't.
great guy.
Not a great guy, no. And he did some other
He
shady.
did some things to,
some shady
to
stuff
work
as well
on,
too.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So glad that he's out of there. This is the first female CEO in the 100-year history of Warner Brothers.
And it's well deserved. It's about time, you know. They need someone with hopefully a vision. I mean, she's coming from BBC Studios, which is interesting, I think. But at least she has knowledge in the industry.
For sure. And yeah, I think this is super unexpected for a lot of people, especially there's probably a lot of people within Warner Brothers, as Adam Chitwood says, that expected to get this role. So
Yeah.
for them to go with an outside hire, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that they're like, let's think outside of
The box.
the box
Yeah.
right now. If I may,
No.
I would. I won't. I'll take it back. No, I was going to say, I think now that we have a new CEO at Warner Brothers, I think her first order of business should be like, go to Henry Cavill and ask, do you want to be Superman? Yes or no? If he says yes, find a way to make the next movie happen.
Yeah.
If no, then say thank you for your time and then find a way to make another movie happen.
100%.
You know, we have Batman coming back now in full force in 2021. It doesn't make sense not to have Superman. And when you look at what happened when Bob Iger took over Disney in 2006,
Yep.
look what happened under his reign. Bought Marvel. Bought Pixar was the first thing that he did.
Yep.
He repaired that relationship with Pixar. He bought Star Wars. And now he finished this Fox merger.
Right.
So like this is time now for Warner Brothers to become a big player again. Because I feel like for the last few years, since Nolan's Batman ended and since the Harry Potter original series ended, they haven't been where they should be.
They're in a dry spell for
They're
sure.
in a super dry spell.
So do you think it would be advisable to sign certain directors
Like J.J. Abrams?
to exclusive contracts, 5-year contracts.
Well, I see
10-year contracts.
So we have that with the Warner Brothers deal that just
Warner Media one, right?
The Warner
Yeah.
Media one with JJ.
Yeah.
I feel going forward, they should be making these. They should be making these strong moves.
They need to make some
because-
boss moves right now.
because Apple's doing it, Disney's doing it. Warner Brothers is arguably the most recognized film logo
outside of those ones.
outside of those
Yeah.
ones. So it's time for them to step up and
I feel like this is the NBA. Like this is like
No,
It is.
seriously,
it's like
It
free
100%
agent. Everyone's
is.
making like their super teams. I remember reading an article, I think February, about Kevin, the old CEO,
Yeah.
and he was saying that he wants to make standalone DCU
right.
films, so films that do not intersect with one another. Do you think now that he's out that is kiboshed and now they start working on a proper universe?
Honestly, like I've always was of the mindset that if Justice League is going to work, you have to have Batman and Superman work in a movie.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right? You got to get those two franchises working. And that's why I was so excited in 2013 when they announced it's going to be a Batman Superman movie. Obviously, that movie didn't pan out the way Warner Brothers wanted, and I think that was the first signs of trouble with where they were going to head with the universe, because once that movie didn't land with audiences and critics, that's when all the rewrites and everything started happening, right? But I think now that we have Robert Pattinson as our Batman, let's get our Superman up and going. Let's build this universe. Yes, you don't have to worry. You don't have to fight with Marvel because there are 23 movies ahead of you at this point. It's not a competition, but just focus on making good movies.
Yeah.
You know?
What storyline would fix this DCU cluster?
Like, are you like
you
in
mean
terms of
like
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 making-
how can you fix this? Like whatever they're experiencing now, because
Yeah.
they have a Batman, they have a Superman from like a different movie set.
Yeah.
Do you create a universe where they're like there is a multiverse?
where it's like resets it?
It resets it and it brings it makes sense to bring Henry's Superman into
Talking about like Flashpoint.
Yeah.
into
And that's what the original, I
into
think,
Robert Pattinson's Batman that brings the Joker from that storyline. Like I'm just trying to think. Like it doesn't make sense to make standalone movies
I don't know.
if they're going to try to make money. Because if they're going to try to make money, they're not going to make money on just a standalone movie. You want to make that Marvel cinematic, epic 3-arc
right.
Avengers,
And they tried
wanna-
that and
wanna
they
make
just,
that.
I feel like now, like, I think they're just going to focus on getting the first movies out. I mean, Wonder Woman 2 is coming out next year. Aquaman 2 is like coming out in 2021.
Yeah.
So it's like those movies are still within that original DCEU universe. So it's like, or DCEU, I should just say. But I don't know if those are going to really tie into the new Batman. I don't know if they'd want them to tie into it. Maybe they see Batman and Suicide Squad that year as a clean break. Who knows what they're planning?
I mean, at the end of the day, I want a universe. Like I love standalone films, but I think we've seen enough now and I've seen Marvel do it. So I want DC to do it, but I obviously want them to do it right. But I also don't want them to play catch up. I just kind of want them to do it on their own pace, at their own way.
Make it different.
The
Like,
benefit that DC has, though, is that luckily their characters are very, very well known.
For sure.
Like, you know the story about Batman, you know the story about Superman, you know
Right.
these stories already, so you don't have to go too deep into their origin. Whereas, like, Marvel, they kind of need that. Like, all of these characters that they're introducing, not many people have heard of them, right?
and I think that's why they needed to have those movies.
Exactly.
And it's crazy now when you look at the box office of Doctor Strange making equal or more than Justice League. If you told me that 5 years ago, that's insane. That Doctor Strange, a character that like comic book fans know, but Marvel fans know, but
Not that popular.
Yeah, but now Doctor Strange, the applaud that he got in Endgame when he like at the end of that movie with him opening the portals, like it's crazy that Marvel, what they have done with these characters. The Superman symbol in any media or any culture or religion, they know what the Superman symbol is.
So like the second
right?
most or third most recognized.
100% easily. People know what that symbol is and what that stands for, and it's crazy that Henry Cavill was casted over 8 years ago as Superman, and we've got Man of Steel. We had Batman vs Superman that didn't land with people, and we had Justice League, which was a mess. And it's just crazy that this hasn't gone the way that it should have gone.
Yeah.
Right?
And they also have is Christopher Nolan's film Warner Brothers?
Christopher Nolan's
Tenet?
film is
Tenet.
he's a Warner Brothers guy. for sure.
He's a Warner brother.
Yeah.
He's a Warner
Yeah,
Brothers.
so like Warner Brothers, like their usual like regular players are usually like Clint Eastwood, Bradley Cooper now, Nolan. Those are like their regular players. But like look what's happened like with Lord of the Rings too. Like they had the Hobbit trilogy that didn't really land. They had Fantastic Beasts that hasn't really landed. It's
because they went with the whole like, oh, okay, we'll do 2 movies for the Hobbit, which even then I was like, oh, 2 movies for that tiny book, interesting. And they're like, nah, we're gonna pull out the Silmarillion and we're gonna extract
during
it from
shooting.
there.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, we didn't. Okay.
Yeah. Same with Fantastic Beasts. Originally planned as a trilogy, then they're like, no, let's do 5 movies.
I think it's like 35 now.
My
they've
God,
said.
yeah. It's just
based on no book, by the way,
Right.
just a guide.
So I'm just
textbook.
hoping that what Ms. Sarnoff is going to bring to the table is just some focus for the studio. Let's focus on making good movies. Let's make sure that our franchise movies are where they should be. And
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think they should hire Jon Favreau and that will like
oh my God,
jumpstart
steal
that
him from Disney. You think that would be be possible?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Why not?
Because like he's made Jungle Book, he's
I
made
think-
Lion King, he's an executive producer in all the Avengers movies. I feel like he's
So what?
he's staying. The Mandalorian as well too. Like he's pretty invested in Disney at this point.
Yeah, but there's a certain point where you need more challenges, right?
Sure,
Like
for sure.
like I would say, like if I was in his shoes, I'm like I already conquered that Disney.
Everything, yeah.
Like why would I stay here for 30, 40 years?
Yeah, making the same franchise films where he can do something.
Where
on
I
his
can
own.
go on to another franchise.
He'd be an awesome pickup for Warner Brothers, and yeah, it's exactly like you said. This does feel like the NBA. It feels like people are trying to form their super teams right now, and yeah, I mean we're in a great time for watching this media because it's so accessible everywhere now.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of crazy that like Warner Brothers, who is such like a flagpole of Hollywood, hasn't really done too much in the last 5-6 years.
Nuts.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Taika.
Taika Waititi.
I always have an issue with his name. I don't know why. I want to say something else, but Taika Waititi to crack Flash Gordon as Fox Disney animated film, and this is coming from Mike Flemming Jr. from Deadline.
Okay.
So Flash Gordon, I know of it, but I think it was an old cartoon.
And like a live action show.
Yeah. So it was like almost like an Indiana Jones type of storyline where adventurous,
trying to kind of like world traveling, like
space,
Yeah.
Odyssey.
space
It's like a
opera,
space opera kind of
yeah.
thing,
It's
right?
before, really kind of before us.
Yes, very before
But
us.
I know it more well from like Guardians is super inspired by it. There's lots of like
It's about a
it's in
football player and his
popular
friends that
culture.
travel to the world Mongo and find themselves fighting the tyranny of Ming the Merciless
Yeah.
to save the Earth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So much to take in there.
But yeah, I feel like Taika is a good.
This
guy
will
to
be
have
an
this year.
animated film though, which will be cool. Yeah.
I wonder what the animation style is going to be like. Like, is it going to be CG animation or is it going to be 2D animation? Like, I hope it has a cool. I feel like Taika will have a cool visual art style for this.
Yeah.
I think it would be like some sort of like cell shading meets CG, like very
Like Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm here for that.
Stylistic.
He could
Something
even go
crazy.
He could even go the Akira route. I mean, like he is making that film, right?
Yeah.
Like an
That's
anime?
inspired by
For
anime.
Warner Brothers as well too. Actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there's
That
a
would
Warner
be cool.
Brothers.
He's just being tapped for everything now. So
Yeah.
I mean, Taika deserves all the credit that he gets because he's a fantastic filmmaker. In my
He is,
opinion.
yeah.
So I think, the more that he gets, the better.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, is there any word on when this is supposed to come out?
I don't think so. Oh, I don't know. But
Not
maybe
that I
you
can
guys
see, to be honest with you. Do you see anything, Daniel?
I don't see anything. No.
All right. Well,
But yeah,
then,
we do have like so originally Matthew Vaughn was going to be part of this.
Yeah.
And the director who did Overlord, Julius Avery, was going to do this, and now it's landed on Taika's lap, so that's pretty cool.
I also wonder, like, really how, because Taika's got a lot in his plate, so I really wonder how long it's going to take for all this.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those stories that like this is
We'll
when it's
keep
first
seeing.
announced, and we'll see it 5 years from now, 6 years from now.
Because Akira is like one of his like a big project.
Yeah,
for
it's
him.
his big passion project.
He also has
right?
that other TV show that's going.
Yeah.
What We Do in the
Plus
Shadows. Plus, he says that he's working with Marvel on stuff as well too. So
Yeah.
he's a busy guy and he's in demand because I think he's so likable as well as a person. So
He is.
yeah. I'm meek.
I'm from New Zealand.
Man, his schedule must be crazy.
Yeah.
Going on to more news. AMC Theaters launches a program to make sure franchises don't kill smaller movies. And this is from Ryan
Faugnder?
Faugnder from LA Times.
Ah, you were just there.
I was just there.
Yeah, the Anthony Times, as we call it.
So yeah, do you guys know more about this? So movie theaters, so AMC is trying to protect smaller budget movies,
Indie films, I guess.
yes, from being conquered by the larger films.
Yeah, so they're calling this AMC Artesian Films, and will seek to boost certain movies that might have trouble gaining traction as moviegoers increasingly choose well-known brands.
Is it artesian or artisan?
Artisan?
I wouldn't say artisan
Artisan? I feel like Artesian sounds cooler, though.
because
It sounds too
Artisan-
bougie.
It does sound
Like,
super
I don't
bougie.
like artesian.
I feel like Artesian is like you're ordering something on a menu.
Yeah, like at a fancy restaurant. It's like too like.
How do you like your
Classy.
Artesian? Well done, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like
but then there's artisan bread, artesian bread?
Artesian?
bread, right?
Artisan bread. Yeah.
artisan
Yeah.
bread, which is the word we just said.
If you know how to pronounce this, write into thistimewith.com/talk and write it phonetically for
Yeah,
us so we
please.
could read this properly on the show.
So they've done this before, like in 2006, 2010, where they've
Yep.
tried to, I guess, get the masses of these, indie small films, which is great. But I really wonder what the end game is here for them.
Right. I mean, Booksmart came out a couple weeks ago when they were
did.
saying how it did not do well at the box office. But a movie like Booksmart, as great as it is, it's one of those films that I feel like that's one of those movies that feel like a limited release would be so much better because the people who want to see it would go to the theaters to watch it or
Right.
give it a festival release, right? Like bring it to TIFF, bring it to Cannes, like bring it somewhere where it's going to build this hype for it.
Right.
It kind of just came out of nowhere. And yeah, it's getting great reviews, but I don't feel like enough people are seeing it. Also, worldwide, it was released on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of lost a big chunk of the audience as well, too, worldwide.
So what are they planning? Like an actual, like a section of the theater or like a website? Like
Maybe highlight certain films and maybe give them more showtimes. Like, there's not really a lot known of what they're trying to do.
just trying to think how it would look to me as I'm gonna go watch a movie. How where would I pick this film? Because a lot of times these small budget films they're usually in specialized theaters. You gotta
Right.
like drive an hour just to get there.
For sure.
And it's harder to grab, and you just wait for it to come out
Yeah,
on
so it's
digital.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, so how are they going to try and make people like more interested in them? I guess you know what I mean.
They want them to have obviously longer runs, and they want them to be earlier as well.
Okay.
is what they're saying in a limited release. I don't know if that's necessarily the problem though with smaller indie films. I don't think it's you can solve it by this. I think you just need to promote it. So
Yeah.
if AMC can put a budget into marketing these movies,
Sure.
perfect. But having it come out sooner and having it run longer in theaters is probably just going to hurt them in the long run because that's more money they're spending into a film that people still don't know about.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's interesting because like when you think of movie theaters, like where would AMC promote this? Like on their social media, on their website? Because like
Yeah.
theaters, at least in Canada, like you don't see Cineplex commercials other than like maybe
At the
during the
theater.
holidays where you may see something on TV.
Yeah.
But it's a commercial for the theater. It's not showing any movies in it.
No.
Right.
Or at the theater itself, like Shay is saying, like that's where you're going to see promotions for the theaters at the theater.
I always find that weird, by the way, that I'm watching a trailer for Cineplex at Cineplex. Like, dude, where else am I going to go?
Yeah.
I'm already here.
You're here. You got me.
Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth when you said the marketing needs to be. I don't think it's AMC's job to market the movie. I think it's how can these smaller films market themselves.
Right.
And they actually have a huge platform, and there's like tons of free platform that they
Right,
could
it's
use.
true.
I think they just have to find the right person to promote it. For
Right.
them.
Yeah.
It's someone who has a lot of views. So if I was marketing a film, I would introduce people or invite people who have large YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or have a huge influence over, Instagram or reviewers
Yeah.
who are well known.
Like the movie podcast.
Yeah.
Damn.
So where we can promote it.
Yeah.
Like,
Like have screening events, you know what I mean? Just like what you're saying, like whenever like these big movies come around too, like I can't tell you how many emails we get for, hey, enter this contest or this is an invitation to this screening, where it's like, but why can't the smaller movies do that? Because that's only going to get word of mouth out, I would hope. I like that at least AMC, because back when we had AMC in Canada still, anytime I wanted to see like an indie movie, that's where I would have to go to watch it, because AMC has a lot more screens, I found,
Yes.
right? Smaller theaters, but bigger screens, like
Right.
more screens,
screens,
to
yeah.
watch. So I've seen so many just random movies at AMC theaters, but it's like, how do you, like, what's their goal? Like, are they just going to keep them playing longer? Are they just going to have them at better showtimes? I don't know how that's going to really help with exposure for them as much,
And
right?
sometimes it just takes one person. That one
Yeah.
review that kind of opens you up to the whole world.
Right.
You know, a lot of restaurants do that. You know, they could be open 5 years and no one knows about them, and then all of a sudden there's this guy who reviews it, and
just
boom, it's like
explodes.
the top 5 restaurant in Toronto or in wherever.
Right. Exactly.
You know, that's all they need. They need that one
Exposure.
person.
Yeah.
Just that exposure, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully it works out well, because obviously we love movies. We want to see movies succeed.
So invite us.
Yeah,
And we will
like I said,
make
we will
you.
discuss it on our
We
show.
won't talk about it on the show till night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Sounds good.
More news.
the final news.
The final
some would
news.
say.
The Office is leaving Netflix in 2021, and this is from Constance Grady from Vox.
Grady or Grady?
Grady.
Grady.
Man, I didn't like the
I
word.
thought, I thought you were doing
Wait.
an office joke. Where it's like, was it Grady or Gotti? Ours the most menacing sounding.
I usually get Siri to speak it because she will speak it
Gotcha.
phonetically. Grady.
Grady,
Yeah,
there we go.
see?
Thanks, Siri's writing on the show.
I'm
today.
gonna one day we'll just get Siri to talk for me.
Wow.
Oh, we'll get there.
I'll write what I want to say
Yeah.
and then she'll just
A little
talk.
Stephen Hawking for us, eh?
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
But yeah, what do you guys think? I know this has been big news for a lot of people. They're mad that the Office is not available.
I think the bigger story that not a lot of people are talking about this. Obviously, people are upset that The Office is leaving. The thing I love about The Office being on Netflix is that even though I own it on iTunes, it's just convenient with the up. It's basically on continuous. Like I'll watch it, it'll just go right into the next episode. I could skip the intro. It's just it's like those little quality of life things that makes it so much easier and keeps my time on that platform.
Yeah.
But the big story I think here too is that NBC is taking it off because they're putting it on their own service.
Right.
So that's another streaming service that it's going to be coming down the road.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be too into the NBC streaming service. No offense, but
No,
they don't really have much going on for me that I need.
Right.
I mean, I have friends on Blu-ray already, and when it does come time for iTunes having a sale, I'll pick it up on iTunes.
Right.
I already have The Office on iTunes as well because I was prepared for this. Because this is news, but we've also heard this happening before.
Yeah, like The Office when they said it was going to leave and it gets so much traction and they're like, no, we have it for another year, or we bought Friends for another year.
And what we need to understand is that it's not Netflix. Do you not think that they would want this on their
100%.
platform?
Yeah.
People are getting oh, boycott Netflix. No.
No.
It's just the way business works. If someone owns something and they want it back, you can't get upset at them for wanting it back.
Yeah.
If I'm lending you guys a movie and I'm like, hey, and Daniel's showing, and you guys are showing this movie to all your friends, and I'm like, hey guys, I need the movie back, you can't get mad at me. It's what I own.
Right.
So Netflix actually put a statement about this out. Give me just 2 seconds to find it here. So I'll let you guys talk.
Okay.
You were so ready with that
So
statement.
here, I wanted to ask you guys, I don't really rewatch TV shows. So I watch it once and that's it. I don't go back and rewatch episodes just because I don't want to invest my time into older shows that have a lot, multiple episodes.
You don't have something that you just put on for comfort or anything like that?
No, usually it would be a
always
movie.
comfortable.
I would rewatch a
comfortable.
movie or find a TV show that I haven't watched.
Yeah.
Do you guys find yourselves rewatching?
I
shows.
primarily will, kind of like you, Anthony, I primarily will put on a movie that I'm more comfortable with because my problem with TV shows sometimes is that I can get lost in the time where what I wanted just to be something for an hour or two is now turned into 3-4 hours. That's
Right.
what my issue is with TV. With a movie, I can put it on and I know that I have a set limit of 2 hours max,
Yeah,
really.
you're not
And
committing to it.
And then
Yeah.
I'm good,
Yeah.
With TV shows, yes, there's the rare ones. Sometimes, it's usually when I'm eating, actually, I'll put on The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it's just good to revisit those shows because especially comedies are easier. I don't think I'll go watch, 24 that much again. I mean, I'm watching it right now with my girlfriend, but that's because she's never seen it.
Right.
But I wouldn't put on a dramatic show really because it's gonna bring down my mood.
For
But
sure.
a comedy, easy watch, just put it on the background. Go to sleep.
It's it just sounds it's just like background noise, right? I didn't get the official statement from Netflix, but basically they said that they would love to keep The Office on their platform, but because NBC's having their own streaming service, they have to make that deal, right? And Netflix has even said that The Office is their most popular show on their platform.
That's not original.
But even out of everything on the
okay,
Netflix
cool.
platform, The Office is what's the most watched, which is crazy for a show that's ended 6 years ago, right?
Yeah. I thought their statement was going to be if you want The Office, we'll have to up your price
No.
to $30.
You know how
a
much
month.
Netflix paid, though, to keep The Office on for another year?
Go ahead, upset the audience, Daniel. Go ahead, do it.
Go.
$100 million.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I
have
wonder
people
if
just
that
screaming
goes
right now in their
all
cars.
to
That's all to
NBC.
NBC, right?
I wonder if Steve Carell gets any.
I'm sure they get some
Oh,
type
yeah,
of
they
little
get something.
residuals and
Because usually that's, with
syndication and all that,
syndication
right?
shows, the reruns give you money
I think I
forever
found
and ever,
the,
ever.
You
the
got the
tweet.
quote?
Yeah. So we're sad that NBC has decided to take The Office back for its own streaming platform, but members can binge watch the show to their heart's content, ad-free, on Netflix until January 2021.
There you go.
Really, they
2021, like, come on, man. That's like 2 years from now. You got lots
Yeah,
of
yeah,
time.
we have
lots
a
of
lot
time to
of
watch.
time.
Do you think that was like a little dig at NBC?
Yeah, the
For
ad-free part. Something about that just made me go, a
Yeah.
little too specific.
It's weird because I mean, and the thing, especially with us as like a Canadian podcast, like we're dealing with the fact that this NBC streaming service, is it coming to Canada? Is it going to have The Office on it? Because look what happened with Netflix when it first came to Canada. There was such like a discrepancy between what the Canadian Netflix got and what the American Netflix got, right? Even still to this day, there's still very different catalogs of stuff, right?
Yeah. But isn't that because Netflix, there's so many different rights.
For sure.
Well, NBC, this is
And that's-
whatever they own is going to be shown, so it should be
For
the
sure.
same.
But I would hope so, right? But like I feel like look at Hulu right now, right? Hulu still isn't available in Canada.
Yeah.
But with these streaming services, DC Universe as well, it's DC's content, but it's not in Canada because they don't have specific licensing to have that here. Even though it's their own stuff, they have licenses with like Teletoon and CTV and different Canadian broadcasters for their stuff. So
I think that's going to, once that expires, I don't think it'll renew.
I hope not.
What, the Netflix Office?
No, these licenses,
These licensing
because
with
it's like in
Canadian-
the past 3 years, there's so many streaming services
That are-
popping up. Why
from the
sign
content creator,
a license with CTV or Teletoon when you can just get the viewer right at home?
For sure. And
Right?
I think I'm hoping, like, look at what Disney's doing with their own streaming service with Disney Plus, that they're seeing, I think, that, hey, this is our content. Once our deals with Netflix and everything expire, this is going to be the home for everything.
Yeah.
And I've said it before, like, I'll gladly pay for Disney Plus because their content, just their back catalog of content, is worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
We are going to move on to a new segment called Casting Call.
Casting call. Do we have a jingle for this one yet?
You have a jingle?
I don't, but I'm looking at you guys. Do you have a jingle?
Casting
I
call.
was going to do something similar to that, actually.
Okay,
So,
Daniel,
too.
you go.
Casting call.
don't
I like
know.
Shay's
I like
better.
I like Shay's too.
Cool.
That's why I
Let's
didn't
go
want to
through the
say that.
casting call. Paul Rudd joins Jason Reitman in Ghostbusters 2020.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
Cool.
He posted like a cool video like in front of the
The firehouse?
firehouse. Yeah.
Do you think he plays like a son of one of the characters, or is he just
Maybe.
maybe it's
I think
like
he plays a ghost. I think he plays Buster.
I think he plays the Slimer.
Ooh,
Slimer.
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg to replace Chris Evans in Antoine Fuqua's action thriller Infinite?
I'm more impressed that you pronounced Antoine Fuqua's name.
Yeah, I think because I've said his name a couple of times before. But yeah,
And
Antoine
he was practicing in front of the mirror this morning. Fuqua.
Chris Evans, Mark Wahlberg. I didn't know he had another movie. I thought he was just retired from movie making
Yeah.
Yeah.
or movie acting.
Acting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes on to directing. But yeah, Melissa McCarthy is in talks to play Ursula in the live-action Little Mermaid.
Nice.
Interesting choice.
I
I mean,
guess,
like we haven't. I'm surprised we haven't really heard who's going to be Ariel yet, though. And this is a Disney one.
Yeah,
right?
I remember the Universal one for the longest time.
with Chloe Grace Moretz.
Which I don't think is happening.
No, I
anymore.
don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Which cool.
Cool.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy, sure.
What's
Yeah.
next?
Amy Stotch, Hal Landon Jr., Aaron Hayes, Beck Bennett, and Jayma Mays have all joined Bill and Ted's Face the Music. I have no idea who
You know who one of them is though.
Yeah, Beck Bennett.
No.
Yeah, you know who Beck Bennett is from SNL
No, not even just SNL.
and just a bunch of stuff.
Okay, maybe I
hold
don't.
on.
Maybe if I see a face, I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, but like I don't know his name.
Yeah. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, never mind. I think somebody else.
Okay, so I don't know him.
But Anthony Kerrigan also joined Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Yeah.
Who?
Anthony Kerrigan, NoHo Hank. from
Oh,
Barry.
okay, yeah.
He joined as
Yeah,
well.
no, Hank from Barry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which I finished, by the way. I don't know if you were here for that. I finished
yeah,
it.
I listened to it. Did you watch that episode with the?
Yes, loved it.
Wasn't that
Loved
like one
it.
of the greatest episodes you ever
It
seen?
was
It's
so different. Like
Yeah.
it was one of those things where
I
I was so intrigued watching it, and I kept waiting, and I was laughing my ass off during
Yeah.
it, but also kind of like, where are they gonna go with this?
So that guy, the karate guy,
dude, yeah.
he's a stuntman that I think was in all the John Wick films.
He looks like
Yeah.
literally one of the directors, even.
Yeah.
What's the bald guy's name from Barry?
No, Hank.
Yeah, he was. I'm glad that he's getting he's starting to get some really
Anthony
good,
Garrigan, right? Yeah.
some really great exposure because he was in a couple episodes of Arrow and the Flash and everything like that as well.
Yeah,
too.
he doesn't
He played
play
Zaz.
Zaz. Yeah,
He played Zaz as well. Yeah, so he's a great actor. So it's nice to see that he's playing the villain in Bill and Ted. So.
yeah. He has a disorder where he can't grow hair.
Oh wow, it's
He has no eyebrows, nothing. I forgot what the actual disease is, but Henry Cavill to play Sherlock Holmes opposite Millie Bobby Brown in Enola Holmes.
So Millie Bobby Brown is playing the much younger sister of Sherlock Holmes, and the movie is based around her. And Henry Cavill isn't playing Superman; he's playing Sherlock Holmes.
So is this an actual I didn't know Sherlock Holmes had a sister, very young sister, because I always known
don't think he
Sherlock Holmes was
I
like
don't
an
think
older
he
dude.
did. I think this is a studio saying we need to target some audiences here.
Yeah.
Let's give Sherlock a sister.
What's Do you guys know what studio is making this?
No.
No, is it Universal?
I don't know because it's interesting because Sherlock Holmes is he just open intellectual property now?
I don't think anyone owns
Because
Sherlock Holmes.
you have the Robert Downey Jr. ones, which
Yeah.
are Warner Brothers. You had the Will Ferrell one, which was Sony.
Yeah.
You had the Benedict Cumberbatch one, which are from BBC.
Yeah.
And now you've had the one where Sir Ian McKellen played an older Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
And now we have this one. So I feel like it's such an oversaturation of Sherlock Holmes.
So Enola Holmes is actually based on a book series that came out in 2006, 2010 from Penguin Young Readers. If
Okay,
you remember
yeah.
them. And it's just literally a young adult novel, which I can totally see. I'm thinking of what was that book series?
Nancy
when we were
Drew?
kids? Not even just that, but I'm thinking of the Treehouse one, where they travel to different time periods of the world.
Oh yeah.
Wishbone?
The
Oh,
Wishbone the
very
dog?
young of me.
I love Wishbone. Wishbone's so dope. I wish they made a movie on Wishbone.
Hardy Boys, things like that. So I'm not surprised they're making this, but I don't like it. I don't know. It just seems like it's just. Yeah.
I just feel it's a lot of Sherlock Holmes oversaturation now, right?
Yeah, I have
He's
no
just
idea.
everywhere.
who
And we're
is
getting
making
another Robert
this.
Downey Jr. one in the next year or two as well.
Yeah,
So
which I
just-
feel like it's too late. I don't think we need that.
Yeah, because I liked the first one a lot. The second one was good, but the second one came out in 2011, and now the sequel to that's only going to be coming out
10 years
2021.
So this is right now Legendary. So I guess that might mean it could be Warner Brothers
It
or
might
it
be,
could be
yeah.
Universal because they usually partner together
Yeah.
sometimes.
I could see it being Universal. 'cause
Yeah, I can see it being Universal.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, so that's happening.
And yeah, that's the end of the casting call.
Casting call.
Good job.
Thanks, man.
Box office recap. We got Toy Story 4. Looks to repeat at the weekend box office over Annabelle and Yesterday.
So I've got the numbers here. When it came to this weekend, Toy Story 4 did about 57 million. Pretty much almost 58 because it's at 900,000. It's about a 52% drop, but not. I don't think that's too bad for a second week.
No.
It's sitting at about a total gross of 236 million.
All right.
Not bad. I'm actually really surprised that Annabelle Comes Home came in second
Okay.
with 20 million.
Did you think it would have come in first?
No, I actually didn't think it would do well at all. To
Okay.
be totally honest with you,
This is
I
the third
don't know
one.
if people. I
The third
I guess I wasn't hearing.
Annabelle, but also
The
ninth,
15th
the
in
ninth in the
the-
series. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing against it. I hadn't heard much
Right,
about
yeah.
it, so I don't know
forgot
if it was on.
coming out this week.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on people's radar. So 20 million for that, sitting at a total gross of 31 million worldwide. Made for I don't know because it doesn't say. But when you look at Yesterday, that
Yeah.
came in at third at 17 million.
Okay, not bad.
And it was made for 26 worldwide. Right now, it's at about 24.
Cool. I think that's the Beatles draw for sure. Just bringing in
100%.
that crowd, right?
Yeah.
We'll see it. We'll talk about that in a little bit in while we're watching. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the box office.
weekend box office.
Let's head over to trailers. We'll start off with the first trailer. And we're going to start off with Carnival Row.
Okay, so I didn't watch this trailer.
I didn't watch this trailer at all.
Do you want to watch the plot first, Anthony?
It's about a bunch of
Carnies?
carnies. They're on death row. Not the carnies, but the actual animals in the carnival, they're all on death row.
Okay, and then that's it.
And yeah, that's it. And they just, it's a documentary, right? And they just telling their life about how they got to death row.
Okay.
Being a carnival animal.
Damn. Okay, that's a sad film.
Who's starring in it?
Well, it's all so they're animals, right? So they're just voices.
Okay.
Voices of the animals.
Voices of the animals. You got Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
He plays the bird.
And I believe Brad Pitt does his patois Jamaican accent that he used in
Meet Joe Black.
In Meet Joe Black. It's gonna be Irie.
Yeah. You got Timothy Chalamet.
Of course.
Yeah,
he doesn't skip out.
He plays the giraffe.
And I heard Leo DiCaprio is playing the toucan.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Carnival Row is an Amazon Prime series.
Very close.
Starring Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne.
Oh, yes, this one. I did watch the trailer.
I did not watch the trailer.
It's about a human detective and a fairy rekindle a dangerous affair in Victorian fantasy worlds. The city's uneasy peace collapses when a string of murders reveals an unimaginable monster.
I saw this trailer and I was like, what the hell am I watching?
Weird. Really weird.
And then I stopped watching it.
There you go. That's Carnival Row.
All right, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The second trailer, The Current War.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember this movie back in 2017 when I watched the first trailer for its premiere at TIFF.
Right.
I thought this movie came out because at that time they were like trying to get distribution.
Right.
So yeah.
And it's a stacked cast too in this movie.
Great cast. Yeah. And technically they kind of did get distribution and they were almost close to coming out, but because of its reception at TIFF, they went back, re-edited it, put some more money into it. Now, I personally loved this trailer because I was really looking forward to this movie because of the cast. You got Michael Shannon, Benedict Cumberbatch, Nicholas Hoult, and Tom Holland. It's a great, like, that cast alone just gives me shivers. And it's about the current war. Like, when you talk about Nikola Tesla, you talk about Thomas Edison.
Right.
And whoever Michael Shannon's playing.
It's so funny because when that movie came out and Tom Holland, like, they didn't even mention Tom Holland in the movie.
No.
Like, he wasn't even...
He was only beginning his...
he was like, it's, he would have been
Spider-Boy.
considered like a side character at that time. Like, he wouldn't be in the credits. Now... Tom Holland.
And I like the name of it too because it's like it's not what when you first hear like something called the current war, you don't think of current like electricity.
Exactly.
Right? So when I watch this trailer, I'm like, wow, this is so great. And Nicholas Hoult looks great as Tesla.
Yeah.
Like I love Michael Shannon. The whole cast looks awesome.
Yep.
Wasn't this one as well Harvey Weinstein produced? I think
so.
That's why they pulled it out as well too.
I think so.
Ooh,
yeah,
maybe.
I think they had to then change the distributor's work.
Yeah, because I think this movie was set to come out like award season of that year, 2017.
Yeah.
And then with everything, they kind of went back to the drawing board and redid some stuff.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. It was a really well done trailer as well.
Very
too.
well done.
Yeah.
It was a very different looking trailer.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for that.
Cool. We got to see Bond 25 First Look.
Yeah.
Now
in Jamaica.
So watching this, it's like this the way they edited this this first look, it's like a happy set. Everyone's like having fun.
There's nothing going wrong.
They're in Jamaica, got some like nice, Jamaican music playing.
Yeah.
Everyone's like having a good time.
Have you guys ever heard of Omaze?
Yeah. Oh, like the charity where you get to visit
Have
the
you heard
set
of
and
it,
stuff?
Anthony?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're doing one for Bond as well. And
Yeah.
it's like, and it's Daniel Craig just walking around like, if you want to be on the set of my movie. He doesn't sound like that.
Have you heard who Daniel Craig is?
He doesn't sound like that, but in that moment, that's what I wanted to, that's the voice I wanted to use. But he just goes, and the whole time I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, yeah, everything is so peachy clean.
Yeah.
Everything, so nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
No one's getting stabbed or breaking their ankles.
Yeah,
or...
no one's getting pervert watched in the bathroom.
Yeah, my God, this movie.
There was a pervert watch in the bathroom.
I think it's
my
in
gosh.
LA that story came out, man.
Yeah, someone like one of the
not laughing
production
at that.
assistants.
I'm just laughing at the absurdity of.
I know.
Like trying to get this movie
film.
made. Like Daniel Craig said after Spectre that he'd rather.
No, was it after Spectre or was it right before Spectre?
I think it was right after Spectre.
Okay,
it was
it
around that time where he'd rather cut his wrist with glass than make this movie.
Yeah,
and it's only proving.
I think this will be Daniel Craig's last Bond.
100%.
Oh, it needs to be.
He's probably just gonna be like, just kill me. Just kill me.
I can't do it.
And I love Bond, and I really, really want to see this. Despite Craig's Bond films never really... I mean, Casino Royale today is my favorite still.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that movie. But, even Skyfall, great film. But after that, you have Quantum of Solace and you have Spectre,
Yeah, they're the lower points, right?
And when they're bad, they're bad.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? When we all saw Spectre together almost 4 years ago
Yeah.
now, and it's just like I think we all kind of just left like, okay, yeah, that's
It started off great.
yeah, started off great at the
He did the Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Dia de Muertos.
yeah, at Coco at the beginning of Coco.
Papa.
Miguel. But yeah, so I'm hoping it's good. I mean, the trailer, that first look got me excited.
Yeah.
I still don't think this movie's going to come out in the proper time. It's supposed to come out in April. Or
You know
or
what?
May.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just say screw it and push it out, and then
Yeah.
just take the
It's
loss
done.
or whatever.
It's done.
'Cause it's just like, oh, it must be exhausting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Let's move on to Queen and Slim. I'm gonna call this trailer of the week. I thought. I like the plot. And
That was a very cool trailer.
the pacing of that trailer, the look of the trailer, the story.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya.
Daniel
is in it?
Kaluuya,
Yeah, of
yeah.
Get Out.
It kind of reminds me of like a Bonnie and Clyde modern day take to it. What did you guys think of the trailer?
Visually, it was very cool. I don't remember anything else much from it after that, but it looks really cool, and it's supposed to come out in, I think, towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me look it
I
up.
can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the trailer. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the trailer, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but I like Daniel Kaluuya a lot.
Yeah,
I
like
think
him too.
he's really starting to come.
He's coming
into
up,
his,
which
yeah,
is finally
he's
great.
coming up, yeah.
And he's funny, and he's British.
What's his accent sound like, Shay? November, yeah.
November 27th. And it's directed by Melania Masoskas.
Okay, very good.
Maybe I probably pronounced it wrong, but whatever. What am I gonna do?
And finally,
Here we go.
my trailer of the week.
Oh,
your trailer of the week.
no!
Charlie's Angels. Okay,
Charlie's Angels.
I don't wanna bash this too much because
I'm not gonna bash it. I'm just gonna call out what
call
I
it
saw.
out. Call it out.
It was trash. That's not bash.
I don't want to bash.
That's
No.
Like, I'm sorry. If you're a director and you saw that trailer, you can't say that's a good movie, man. You
No.
can't say.
No, you can't.
So here's my
You can't
thing
even
with it.
try to like
defend it.
defend it. You can't.
I
it to us
really like Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
As a
And
person, yeah.
she's awesome. I think she's really funny. She's a great actress. I think she's going to direct a good movie here. I think Charlie's Angels is going to be okay as a movie, at least.
Yeah, like.
But this trailer was not good at all. Was not
my,
good at all.
My
Very messy
argument
trailer.
is like, why are we going back to Charlie's Angels? Like, no
Yeah.
one. I don't know. Maybe my parents would remember Charlie's Angels, but why can't we take 3 female characters and a female director and create an original story rather than
I'm
going back
100% with
to
you.
Charlie's Angels, who no one cares about?
Yeah.
Have it inspired by.
Yeah,
Charlie's
inspire it by and have like more of like a serious / funny tone to it.
Yeah.
And give it a different name. The moment you give it Charlie's Angels, it's like all
There's an
these
expectation
things
there,
are
right?
coming to me.
It's that baggage coming with
Yeah.
it, right? I mean, Charlie's Angels, at least for us, like, so there was a show in the 70s,
Yeah.
and then there was the movie with Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore in the early
I love
2000s.
that. That's another like guilty pleasure
Yeah,
movie for
classic.
me.
McG.
Classic early 2000s movies,
Yeah.
right? So why ride on the coattails of that? Because like you have an interesting cast here, like Naomi Scott, Kristen Stewart, who's a great actress. It's like why do you feel like you need to make that franchise? You know what I mean? Just do something original. Look at Kingsman. Look what made Kingsman so successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a James Bond and spy ripoff, quote unquote, but like it's still its own thing.
It's not like it is, but it isn't.
Exactly,
Because it's you could say any spy movie is
Exactly.
a James Bond movie, and flip it.
It made it its own thing. So it just feels like they're just
The trailer was just super messy. It was about almost 3 minutes long, which is too long for a trailer.
oh yeah.
And it just had so much going on. The music was cutting in and out, and I was like, "What is this trying to like make me watch the movie? Because I don't want to watch this right
Right.
now."
Yeah.
And I love Naomi Scott. I think she was fantastic as Jasmine. So
Yeah.
I'm always here for her. But yeah, trailer did not do good. And I agree. Like you have 3 female leads here that can do so much. Give them a movie that's original. Give them something that's great. Like that doesn't have to ride off of
Make
the
it
original.
Let them discover these characters from themselves instead of
Yeah.
having to be filled in somewhere else. I just
thing Elizabeth Banks' name is
all over this.
everywhere.
It's
Like, I
almost
get it.
it's
Like-
bigger than Charlie's Angels, the title.
Yeah.
Directed by Elizabeth Banks, written by Elizabeth Banks,
Produced.
Filmed by Elizabeth Banks.
watched by Elizabeth Banks. Like, I'm like, I get it, man.
Starring
Like,
Elizabeth
we
Banks,
get it. Like, take it easy, you know.
Yeah, I don't have any hope for this.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, man.
Even the poster looks.
Oh,
No.
they've
it's
released a
just,
few
I
posters.
don't know.
they
It
just
gives
don't
me
look
like
that
this like early 2000
Very much
Right.
so.
vibe of like crappy. Like I don't know. It's just
Like movies made for like 60 million.
Yeah.
trying to,
Yeah.
like, get it out there. Yeah.
trying to like hit that niche and get money. And it's like, are you doing as yourself as a director? Are you
Right.
doing yourself justice by making this come out and like?
It seems like a studio film, really.
Yeah.
And like this is her second directorial.
Pitch Perfect,
Yeah,
right?
Pitch Perfect 3.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm just surprised that you would jump right into a franchise where, like straight up, like especially for female directors right now, it sucks that this is the way the system works. That if this movie isn't successful, she may not get to direct another movie, right? And it sucks saying that because that's just the way the studio system works right now
It's
with
unfortunate.
with female directors, and that's so wrong. So I'm hoping that she gets to, after this movie, do something original. Like again, we're talking like this movie's not going to do well. If it does do well, amazing. But if this movie doesn't do well, I want her to continue directing because she obviously has a knack for it. So I
When's
want
it
her
out
to
again, by the way, sorry?
November.
Oh, this year.
I think
eh?
it's another November movie. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we'll honestly we'll probably watch it and
sure.
give our thoughts on it.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let's move on to what is coming out this week.
Shay's just
It's
doing finger guns at us.
I just feel like I'm trying to do like a Hannibal Lecter. They're like,
That's like a lot of it coming out.
yeah, that's like just like he hits the button and,
And
it's
it's
just
just
all
like,
that.
oh.
By the way, we haven't said yet what we're saying, what
No.
sounds we're making.
This is for Midsummer, right?
It's somewhere.
So Spider-Man: Far From Home. I mean, I'm amped.
Yeah, I didn't get invited. So
You were in LA, man. You were
Yeah,
probably on
man.
set.
You're
for all I
in
know.
La La Land.
Yeah, I mean, you can come with us still.
Those, man.
yeah, no. I can't.
It's weird that we're getting a random Tuesday release for this. So this movie was
Yeah,
supposed
it's
to
such
come out
Tuesday.
July 5th or 6th.
Yeah,
I guess because of
July 4th weekend.
Yeah, and so they're like, hey, let's get this out sooner, and I'm here for it because
I'm here
that
for it.
Tuesday Cineplex pricing is pretty nice.
Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's almost like we could have bought more tickets for people who want to come with us, but we didn't.
but we didn't because you know what? They probably didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, I
with
looked
us
through the whole chat and you guys didn't mention it once.
Yeah. Did you restore your phone? Maybe that's why.
Yeah,
Didn't know.
it's 3 hours behind in LA, so that's why you
That's
didn't see
probably
it.
why, dude.
That's why.
The message hasn't sent to
It's
you.
okay,
yet.
man. I get it.
And then we got Midsommar by Ari Aster.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna watch this film.
The director of
Yeah, me
Hereditary?
too.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in this film.
I like as time has gone by. A year ago, I watched Hereditary. I can't stop thinking about that film. It really just hit me, and like I really like it. I think
Yeah.
the more I think about it,
It's like the
that.
new generation of horror.
Yeah, I was going to say, because like a lot of what I've read from a lot of people, they're saying that Hereditary was marketed like it was a horror movie.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't.
It wasn't. No, it was a
wasn't that.
psychological thriller.
And I think that's what Midsummer
And Midsummer's gonna
too.
be-
Isn't a psychological thriller coming kind of horror-ish? Like it has a horror element to it? You know, like
Yeah, I mean, like,
It
what do you
can.
define as
It
horror?
can.
Do you find like jumps? Like, I'm glad the movie doesn't have any jump scares.
Yeah.
And I hate jump scares because there's just three. They're
I
just cheap.
just feel
They're
it's
cheap.
cheap.
yeah, they're cheap.
This movie just looks deeply unsettling, and from what people have been saying about
Yeah.
it, it's saying is that this movie is just going to just
Ruin your
traumatize you. I'm just like, okay, if that's what you like going to the movies for,
Oh, I
awesome.
don't. I don't.
But it's cool when you have those moments where it's
Yeah.
like something just
I'm
totally
looking- I'm-
unnerves you, right?
I'm looking forward to something completely different, something
Right.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen before. So.
Which is
And
awesome.
that's exactly
Yeah.
what Hereditary did. It made me go. It just gave me
That's
all
different.
these feelings, and I
Yeah.
was like, holy, like I walked out of this film feeling something.
Right.
yeah.
And I don't get to do that much from the
Right.
theaters nowadays. So
That's very
great.
cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, I'll probably go see this.
Yeah.
What are we watching?
What did you watch, Anthony?
So I watched Toy Story 4.
Nice. What'd you think?
What did you think?
I loved it, man.
So good, right?
It's one of those, it's a unique film that, you know, even after the third one, I kind of had worried about this movie coming out. You know, like usually the fourth movie of a series is always like the downhill or
Shrek
even
Forever After, right?
right. But Pixar did an amazing job. I would say this is probably the most cinematic looking
Easily, yeah.
Toy Story.
We said that too.
The scenes, they have a lot of memorable scenes.
Yeah.
Just the way they frame up the subjects, and it's
so
just
many
so
perfect
good.
shots in it.
And the beginning sequence, where that rain sequence, man, it looks like real rain,
Photorealistic, yeah.
photorealistic. I don't think this
particles and
is.
everything
I
there.
don't think this is the end of Toy Story. I think it's the end of Toy Story for the next maybe 10 years.
Yeah,
But I think there will be more.
for sure. I think it's possible.
Just my take. I just think like if they can continue these types of stories, they can make stories forever and ever. Like you don't have to end Toy Story.
No, you don't.
You don't.
There's hundreds of different toys out there that you can make movies on.
And this story was so original.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It was just, and it had like stuff for the kids, and it had stuff for the adults where I don't even think kids would understand like what it meant for these certain scenes.
But I think that's going back to Toy Story 1 and 2 as well. Like, as adults, you watch that, I'm like, oh, wow, there's a lot of humor there that you don't pick up as a kid, right?
Yeah.
That you're seeing it as an adult. It's cool to see that. But I'm so glad you love them, man. It was such a great movie. We watched yesterday, the Danny Boyle film. Good feel-good movie. I wish my biggest gripe with it, and we have a review out on YouTube as well. This movie set up
Instagram
TV as well too. Yeah, so you can watch it there and support us there as well.
Oh yeah, you guys are back on Instagram TV.
Yeah, I mean it's a shared account with all of us, so we're all there.
Yeah, well I'm not there. Am I?
you don't like
You're mentioned
to be on
though.
there,
You're mentioned
Yeah, I am mentioned as a villain.
as the you're a lovable villain though.
Yeah, like the villain that we all want.
Like Gabby, in Toy Story 4.
Oh, she was cute.
Yeah.
Gabby.
I think my biggest thing with that movie was that when you're looking at the character of, I guess, the main character is Jack. He's the only one who remembers the Beatles. There's not really, the more I thought of this, and I saw this a second time with my dad this week, he doesn't really change as a character from the beginning of the movie to the end. Mm-hmm. Like, he's pretty much the same guy, and I wish we saw him when he woke up after his accident. I wish we saw him when he was the only one who remembered the Beatles songs. I wish we saw him become almost like a pop star in a sense where, like, yeah, he was getting a lot of fame, but you never really saw it change his character too much. He was always just very this unsure of himself, like from beginning to end. Yeah. Also, it's introduced in the movie as well too that there are other things in the world that he's the only one who remembers what they are, which this, like, for me, because the movie's marketed as like, hey, you're gonna wake up one day and he's the only one who remembers the Beatles. I wish it stuck to that. So when it started to bleed into other, like, oh, this band's not here, or there's no Coca-Cola in this world, there's no cigarettes in this world, it's called Thursday Night Live instead of Saturday Night Live. It's like my dad kept leaning over to me. He's like, oh, but how come there's no cigarettes in that world? Like, how come there's no Coke in that world? Which, like, they worked as jokes in the movie, but when you kind of think about it, it's like there's no setup for it. You don't even really see Jack as like a Beatles fan in the movie. So like that's what almost took
that was my biggest problem, because when the film starts, it starts quick, by the way. Like, it goes right in this accident, but you see him as this musician
struggling
down
musician,
in his luck, right? But at no point until he starts playing Yesterday, or I guess they kind of nod at it a little bit, but that nod that they do before he starts singing Yesterday and before the accident is so tiny that maybe only like real Beatles fans would be like, oh yeah, okay, cool. But like, he's not like, if I was making this movie in the beginning of the film, he would be nonstop listening to Beatles music in his headphones.
He'd be like Beatles fan
in his room,
yeah.
and there'd be Beatles memorabilia everywhere.
The songs that we see him perform would be Beatles songs.
Yeah,
right?
and then when he comes into his room, he sees all that stuff is gone. Like, there's a scene where he's going through his records and all the Beatles records are gone, but you never really knew that he had them. Obviously, you had them, but like, it doesn't show it.
There's no setup for it. So the fact that it's the Beatles that are gone, it's like, it just feels like it's like a random decision. It's a great premise as a movie. I just wish that they did more with it. There's a scene in the movie where like Kate McKinnon's character, who's like his agent or manager, is like, do you want to drink from this chalice of success? And he's like, I do. But you don't really see it change him at all, right? And I wish he kind of went on that journey with him, of him like realizing the mistakes that he's made. So there's no really arc for him. It's just kind of like straight throughout. It's still great to see a unique premise at the movie theaters, especially after watching a bunch of franchises. But I just feel like there could have been a lot more done with it. Yeah. Great performances though in the movie.
Cool. What else?
What else did you watch, Danny?
This week, I've been watching AP Bio, which is great. Shay, we've been like wanting to watch for a long time. Shay made me make the plunge and start watching it. Also watch Across the Universe because I just wanted another Beatles movie as well. I watch Endgame again, and I've been watching a lot of Smallville. Fan Expo Toronto, if you're listening, and if you need somebody to moderate your Smallville panel, let me know. I'd love to do it. And that's my plug for now. Shay, how about you? What have you been watching?
I watched it yesterday. I finished AP Bio last night, so I'm all caught up on season 1. So I got to go season 2 now. I watched We're the Millers. Kind of random.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I have it on Blu-ray, and I just put it on again and watched it. And it didn't age well for me. Like I really liked it a lot when it first came out.
Was it 2014? It came out 2013.
Probably something like that. And I watched it again now, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, like some of these jokes weren't that funny to me anymore. But like I still had a good time watching it, and watching Jennifer Aniston kind of made me want to watch Friends. So I put on some episodes of Friends.
Yep.
I watched Harold and Kumar again because I just loved that film.
Yeah.
And I watched Booksmart.
Cool. Did you finish it?
Yeah.
What'd you
Did you
think?
like it?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. You can definitely see there's inspiration. Like, the movie has moments in it that I guess I don't expect to, or like where I think it's gonna go, it doesn't go there, which is nice. But I wasn't like head over heels for it, but I really still enjoyed it, and I recommend people to go watch it. I don't think it's like you got to rush out to go see it, but it's you can wait till it comes out on Netflix.
I also watched half of Murder Mystery.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was.
So you still don't know how it ends. So you
no,
know
but I'm not really compelled to go back either. So, yeah,
And then we have this week is Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, it comes out on Thursday.
Stranger Things, I believe it's
Stranger
called.
Things.
I can't wait. We're gonna all watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch it. And
by.
Do you think we'll all have it done by Sunday?
I think so.
You think
guys,
so?
You can try it.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel probably, but that's...
Well, actually, I'm off, so for a good chunk of time.
There you go.
Forever.
So I'll try it.
So
I'll try that.
yeah, at least maybe we'll, for those watching, so we don't get into spoilers of it. Maybe we'll just discuss like the first episode or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good.
Let's move on to the topic of the show.
The topic of the show.
Spider-Man.
Stop these sounds, man.
So a couple of
That was a good sound.
it's kind of slurpy.
Yeah, it's a little slurpy.
It's like a sloppy
I'm so sorry
web.
for those listening with
watery
headphones
web.
right now.
ASMR videos right now.
But a couple of episodes back, we did a Batman, what we would like to see storyline.
Yeah.
In the movies.
That was our first
It's like our first. Yeah, it's our first episode.
First episode.
Yeah.
Then we did Future of the X-Men as well too.
So today we're gonna be talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So what would you like to see when it comes to Spider-Man and movies?
Like movies, stories,
storylines, villains
see.
that you would like to see, even actors who would play the villain, because we're all comfortable with saying that Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man.
Yeah,
we don't
for
want
sure.
him replaced.
No. We're
but-
in our established MCU. Who do we want?
Yeah.
What do we want?
Yeah.
How do we want it?
I think if I can go first, and
Please.
what I really like what the MCU has is they have their films they're running great. Obviously, they're doing great. And I feel like Thor Ragnarok was one of that first one to kind of break the mold. And even maybe you can say Guardians as well, where they started coming out with genre within superhero films. So they had comedies now, really. And Thor Ragnarok did a great job of like making it strictly a comedy film. I'd love for them not to venture. And I think if you look at action thrillers, you have Winter Soldier, for example.
Yeah, like
so
political
now,
thriller,
so now when we go back to other genres, I'd love to see a horror-based Spider-Man film, and because Spider-Man has some great villains that can.
Yeah,
do that.
definitely.
You have Venom, Carnage, and Morbius.
Yep.
These three villains are dreadful, and I don't think they have to make it rated R, but you can make a scary film.
You could make a really scary PG-13 movie.
100%. And I know they're already making a Morbius film with Jared Leto on Sony's end,
Right.
which I have no idea how that's going to go.
Right.
I mean, we already saw how Venom went.
Yep.
And I really hope that Jared Leto doesn't do his best Rain Man impression for
God. Morbius.
But I'd love to see something like that, because Venom is one of my favorite villains. My favorite villain on top of all Spider-Man is Mysterio, which we're finally getting. So let's see how that goes. But I'd love to see Carnage, and I'd love to see Morbius and Venom all just kind of interacting in this one storyline, like the Nightmares of Spider-Man or something.
I think that'd be so cool, because just like what you're saying, like if they make almost, not that it's a standalone movie, but if you make it where it's just like a self-contained story like that, you bring Doctor Strange in it and like the Nightmare villain as well too.
Yeah.
Like you can make some really scary stuff with some amazing visuals, and I would love to see them take that route, like what you're saying, and almost had like these team ups
Yeah.
with that, right? Where if something happens to Spider-Man and like Doctor Strange has to help him navigate
His conscious
and something like that. So you could have a really trippy movie that takes place inside the mind of Spider-Man. That'd be so cool. And I think the MCU's at a stage now that they can make that. They've had their storyline created. They've had that base of 3 phases. Now they can get really weird with some
They can
stuff.
get wacky. Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we'll ever see Uncle Ben? Like a character, like a person playing him?
Like for 5 minutes and then he dies.
Or not, maybe
No,
for 5
just
minutes,
like a
or like
flashback.
as a flashback, who he is.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I always see Tom Hanks as Uncle Ben in my head. I don't know why. Like, there's just something about Tom Hanks' voice that's very like.
He's got the voice.
He has a voice of like.
He seems too tall,
comfort.
in my opinion. I don't know why.
Tom
I don't
Hanks
know.
is too tall to play
I don't
Uncle
know,
Ben.
like-
I don't see him as Uncle Ben.
No?
I don't see. Like, I hear his voice.
Like I could hear him like almost like soothing Peter.
Like, you are not a toy.
Oh, Spider-Man. There's
But
no crying in superheroes.
I was watching a story. I was watching an interview with Tom Hanks, and he went to Disney World with his kids.
Yeah.
They're all grown up now.
Yeah.
But he saw Woody in one of the parades, and he said, like, it kind of like put my life into perspective that I will always have like some sort of connection to. I will be Woody,
I saw
and
that,
I will live on within Disney World as this character that everyone will know, and it kind of
It's pretty amazing, right?
put his legacy in perspective in a bit, because he will always be considered Woody.
Yeah.
But no, he won't be Uncle Ben. No.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, if we haven't seen Uncle Ben yet, like there's no really point in seeing it. But,
Maybe like a voiceover. If anything, but at the same time, I don't think they need it.
do you have any like other than like Venom, Carnage, and who was the other one you said? Sorry, Morbius. Is there any other classic Spider-Man villain that you guys want to see adapted on screen?
Craven.
Oh yeah,
Craven.
Yeah. So Anthony, I'll let you take away.
Yeah, I would love to see Craven as a character in a villain for Spider-Man.
Right.
He's such a unique villain because he is a hunter,
right? And
he's hunting Spider-Man. He loves hunting Spider-Men. So all forms of spiders, and it all leads back to Madam Web and capturing all these spiders.
Do you want him to have his like?
Oh yeah, the vest, the lion vest.
Yeah.
He needs. I think is Craven like Romanian? I think he's like.
He's
Romanian.
He's definitely like Eastern European.
Yeah. Who do you have an idea of who you want to see play him?
And Madam Web,
an Eastern European.
I could see Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing him.
I can almost see Stellan Skarsgård.
For sure too.
Yeah, that's actually a good
Tarzan one.
Yeah.
Tarzan guy.
Yeah.
He's tall.
He was almost Thor as well too.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, so I could see like I just want him to be like an intimidating look.
And Helen Mirren's gonna play Madam Web.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, that's what I would like to see.
That'd be really cool.
I also would like to see a multiverse Spider-Man story.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you never know.
This could be the one.
Do you guys because like Mysterio was saying that there is a multiverse out there.
Yeah, that's
what would your guys' reaction be? At the end of the credits or at the end of the movie, a portal opens up.
Okay.
And it's Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
And then he's just like, "Hey kid, it's pizza time."
Oh. What?
And
what?
No pizza time? Spider-Man 2?
Oh,
I
guess.
No, I want him to be.
Do you guys see them ever bringing back these old Spider characters in some way at all in the multiverse?
I would love to see that.
That'd be really cool.
This is something as a fan I would love to see.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring back Charlie's Angels and all these other stupid things, this is something that I think a lot of people would be like really excited about.
People will lose their minds.
Yes, if they can get like some sort of multiverse Spider,
like Into the Spider-Verse,
where you introduce Toby back and you introduce Garfield,
cool, man.
And then you bring in Miles Morales,
and
you bring in Gwen Stacy Spider.
Because look what Into the Spider-Verse did in one movie with no setup or anything. You got the idea of it instantly. Yes, the visual style helped with that, but I think you could do that in a live action for sure.
I posed this question on my Instagram, who's your favorite Spider-Man? And I put Tobey, Garfield, and Holland up there. And I would say resoundingly everyone pretty much said two. I got a couple of a lot of Toms. I got a couple of Andrew Garfields out there, which kind of surprised me because I mean, to me, he didn't do it.
I think. Go on. Sorry.
He also only had 2 films really to prove himself, and they weren't great films. Yeah. And I got a couple of Tobey Maguire's. I mean, I love Tobey Maguire. I mean, we grew up on him, and I keep thinking back to Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, which were fantastic films.
Iconic movies, yeah.
Right? But yeah, Garfield, no. Tom Holland, he's doing such justice to the character right now that it's hard for someone else.
It's
to
crazy
take
that
the
Tom
place.
Holland's done 5 Spider-Man movies already, pretty much. He's been
I
Spider-Man
guess,
5
yeah.
times.
Yeah, if you think about it,
When
yeah.
he's reprised that role. That's insane.
Nuts, right?
Yeah, I think when you look at the different Spider-Men throughout history, I think Tobey was a great Peter, but like his Spider-Man, like he
Wasn't as snarky enough.
It wasn't as snarky. He didn't have like his jokes didn't really land.
No.
You have Andrew Garfield, who I think he had some cool elements of Peter. They try to make him, I think, a little bit too hipstery.
Way too-
2012
yeah.
Peter.
Yeah.
But his Spider-Man had some cool moments in it, but it wasn't anything too special, especially
Or
Amazing Spider-Man
special.
2 or special.
Yeah.
And then I think you have Tom Holland, who I just think from the get-go just embodied both sides of that character. So I think going forward, I'd love to see Dr. Octopus. Like, he's a classic Spider-Man villain that I love, and I hope they go the route of him being like a mentor to Peter, so that when Peter finds out that he is Dr. Octopus, there is that sense of betrayal there.
Isn't that Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, but like he wasn't really a mentor to Peter in that movie. He like
Not
he,
as much,
He
yeah.
knew who Dr. Octopus was. I was keep wanting to say Octavius.
Yeah, Dr. Octavius Puss.
I keep wanting to say that, but like in the Spider-Man PS4 game, like Peter actually works for Octavius. He's like a lab technician in his lab, and they're working together on stuff. So when you find out that turn is happening, that's like a deep betrayal for Peter.
And
right?
that's also a great incarnation of Spider-Man as well.
Oh, fantastic!
It also
incarnation.
plays on the storyline of
The one where he's
the crocodile.
Lizard.
Yeah,
Lizard.
Lizard, yeah.
Because he was a mentor to
Exactly, yeah.
Why am I blanking on his name? Dr.
Jennings?
Kurt Connors.
Kurt
Connors.
Yeah.
Jennings. Where am I getting his name?
His name?
Kirk Connors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that could.
I think that'd be
actually
really
that's
cool.
another
Well,
character.
they kind of
that-
had that in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but it just was bad.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
one, sorry.
And one, it was Kurt Connors, but again, it was just like he randomly met him.
Played by Rice Evans.
Yeah, it
Rhys
was like a
Evans.
random, just like, oh, I'm just gonna randomly start working with you on stuff. There's no really setup.
Whereas
for it.
whereas in the Raimi films, they were really setting it up, and I
They were
think
really
that,
setting up Kurt Connors.
yeah, and I
every
think-
movie.
exactly. And I think Part 4 would have been the one if
sure.
they ever did it. But
And Part 4 was supposed to have Mysterio in it as well, too.
Yeah.
Played by Bruce Campbell.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Well-
because he had a cameo in each one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was gonna like the beginning of Spider-Man 4 was gonna be like this montage of
I thought it was supposed to be
Peter
Vulture.
of saving everyone. Yes, but the beginning of it is him like taking this overweight Mysterio, like bringing him to jail, and Vulture would be the main villain. With,
Oh, yeah,
who was going to be played by
Michael Keaton, right?
no.
no.
Michael
He
Keaton
was
played him in
already played him,
Homecoming.
yeah, sorry.
What's his name from?
Yes, Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Andy-
I'm blanking on his name right
he
now.
He won the Oscar, right?
Yeah, he was in Con Air. He's in a bunch of stuff.
Oh, you're talking about John Malkovich?
John Malkovich. Yeah,
John Malkovich,
yeah, John
yeah.
Malkovich.
Ooh,
was
I was
in
gonna
Vulture.
say Nicolas Cage. I'm like, what?
Yeah, could you imagine Nicolas Cage? It's
I thought it was-
Vulture?
Yeah.
I could. I could. I don't know who I would see playing Dr. Octopus though. Do you guys have a preference? I could honestly see like
Yeah.
Steve Carell like in a serious
Really?
role. I don't know.
Really? Steve Carell? No,
Maybe.
nothing against it. Just
Yeah.
like, wow.
Yeah.
like, so left field.
Because the way Steve Carell is now, like the way because he's all like
His
kind of
Foxcatcher.
he's Foxcatcher and grizzled now with the beard and stuff. I could see him with the goggles and like doing his thing, playing a villain that
Yeah,
way.
I mean, and he can be like quippy as well.
Yeah, and I also think that like he has that ability in him,
Charm
like
in
that
this.
charm to be like, yeah, like you like this character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd cast, but who would you like? I mean, if spoiler for anyone who saw Venom, at the end of Venom, it's revealed that Woody Harrelson is playing Carnage.
Yeah.
What?
When I get out of here, Eddie, there's gonna be carnage.
Who would you want to play Carnage instead? Or even better question, who would you want to play Venom? Because I don't think Tom Hardy's really hitting it for most people.
Yeah, he's too small. He's too short. Too short.
So who do you want then? Who would you like to play Venom and
Army
Carnage?
Hammer.
As who?
Yeah.
Venom.
Okay.
But is it gonna be Eddie Brock? Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
Eddie?
Yeah, it's
Eddie
gonna
Brock.
be Eddie Brock because he could like put on
'Cause
the
he's-
weight.
yeah, he can put the weight on.
Yeah.
He put weight on. Because he looks like an athlete, right?
Yeah, like a jock.
Eddie Brock is an athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you see Eddie Brock being like the same age as Peter though? Like, is this something where he's gonna be much
Oh.
older? Is this gonna be somebody that Peter meets in high
If
school?
we're following that storyline of like, yeah, they're high school bully, whatever, then technically, yeah, you can't go down there because
Right.
the person they have playing, his high school bully in the Spider-Man films right now is that kid
from Grand Budapest.
Grand Budapest.
Yeah, but his name is what's his name in it?
Flash.
Yeah, he plays Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
Flash Thompson.
So
Yeah.
now he's his bully right now, right?
Is this MJ original MJ or not MJ? Like, it's
So
just,
she's MJ.
She's like
Zendaya is MJ or
Zen-
Zendaya is MJ.
Zendaya.
Yeah.
How did
Zendaya,
What
eh?
did you call her?
Zendania.
I called her Zendaya.
Yeah. She's Zendaya.
Zendaya, okay.
I think
how
it's
she's
Zendaya.
Zendaya, I think.
I mean,
I've
when
seen
I meet her, I'll
pronounce
ask.
it. Yeah. Zendaya. It's Zendaya. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
It's
will
actually
remember that.
Zendania. Anthony was right. Yeah, so
She plays MJ,
She's
okay.
MJ.
Maybe he shows up in this.
Maybe.
Who knows?
At the red carpet premiere of Spider-Man: Far From Home, J.K. Simmons was there. Who do you guys want to see play James Jonah Jameson?
Ooh.
Now?
Yes. Because J.K. Simmons is the quintessential JJ, right?
Tom Hanks.
I'm gonna
Bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
I'm gonna just pick out of a
Out of a hat?
hat.
Me.
Me.
Yeah.
Older actor who's
There was that rumor, too, that it was going to be Ice Cube. Do you remember that?
Oh God.
Yeah, I think Boss Logic did like a...
How about
How about
Jason Bateman?
Jason
no,
Bateman.
I hate
So like
I hate his face.
I'm so sorry,
I wanna
Jason
punch
Bateman.
his face every time I see it.
He's
He
not-
has a punchable face.
He has a punchable face.
He's a very
right?
punchable face, but I like him though. Not
Ryan
Sean
Gosling,
Penn.
Ryan Gosling?
No.
Oh, my God.
Matthew McConaughey,
Oh, okay, yeah.
or Tom Cruise.
All right.
But he's going to be
right.
like, Peter, I'm going to need you to bring
The
these
Cadillac
pictures
and the
of
Lincoln.
Spider-Man to me.
I'm gonna go run,
All right.
and then I'm gonna get in my Cadillac. And then
Idris Elba.
Okay, yeah. But he's already...
he
No,
could
I-
play.
he's already hemmed
He
off.
could play the Jameson's side, like his partner or
Oh, yeah.
his not his assistant, but his editor assistant.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
say is what's his name?
I forget, but he's...
Black dude.
I told you, he's not a menace. That's how he always sounds in the...
Perry White
Perry.
Perry White is...
from DC.
No, what's his
He's the editor of
name?
Daily Planet, man.
I know, but who cares? Yeah, Aaron Eckhart.
Bob.
Oh, Aaron Eckhart, man. What's he been doing?
Nothing.
I think I saw he's in the movie Midway trailer. We forgot to put the trailer Midway,
Midway, yeah.
which actually looked good.
Yeah? The Roland Emmerich
You can't
one?
really go wrong with like flying movies, but yeah, Tom Cruise,
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is JJJ?
JJ,
JJJ.
JJJ.
J.
JJ.
Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Triple J as
Interesting.
they call him around here.
Do you guys... I guess... So we've had the Vulture as our big villain so far. Mm-hmm. Arguably the biggest Spider-Man villain that we haven't spoken about yet. Green Goblin.
You can't.
Hobgoblin.
You can't.
Do you guys see Norman...
Osbornian?
No, Osborn. Oscorp. I feel like Oscorp is the next big thing that has to be in play now, right? Like, they have Oscorp is like the biggest organization outside of like Stark Industries and Dr.
Wayne
Doom,
Industries.
and Dr. Doom and like all of that, right? So like Green Goblin is like a huge character.
I don't
that-
think they'll introduce him in this.
I think
It
it'll
is.
be like we'll finally start to hear like whispers of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I want Green Goblin. I want Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
I want these bastards.
Do you want him to be like Power Ranger suit like he was with Willem Dafoe, or do you want him to be like
The
injection?
the goblin.
Like,
the
I am a
ghoul.
goblin. Like
I don't want him to be like.
But he wears a mask.
Yeah, but it's like
Very form fitting.
yeah. So like, do you want him to look more like in a suit, or do you want it to be like a goblin?
I don't know. I don't get paid enough to pick these things
You're
out.
getting paid.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait
Get
a
sponsors. And today's sponsor is
Hobgoblin Oscorp Industries.
I don't think they'll introduce him because
Ever.
it's such no, not in this, because there's only 3 movies,
Yeah.
right? I'm guessing there's 3 movies and then we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's going to stick around. Tom Holland says he wants to play Spider-Man until he can't walk anymore,
Oh,
which is
wow.
a weird way to phrase it. But
Tomorrow you hear in the news he got hit by a bus or something. Like,
So
oh,
you're not playing
One of you
Spider-Man
remembers the
anymore.
Beatles as well.
Yeah, it's just I feel like it's too late to set up that because he's such a big character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if like let's say Peter's
doesn't
in
even have,
high
like-
school right now, right? This is the longest we've had Peter in high school.
Yeah, but Harry's
in
not
these
even
movies,
in it.
right?
He's not even a friend of Peter.
Right. And I hope they don't retcon it like they do in Amazing Spider-Man, where it's like, yeah, you guys didn't know that Harry was my best friend this whole time, and he just wasn't here.
Yeah. Maybe they'll bring what's his name back?
Oh God,
James Franco. I want him to play.
Make it Dave Franco play Sarah.
Yeah, I love Dave Franco to play him. I love Dave Franco.
Yeah, he's so
I
funny.
also would like to see a story where they partner, like Spider-Man partners up with other
X-Men?
Yeah,
like
does it with the
Wolverine
Swamp
or
movies, you know,
or
you were saying earlier, like
Spider-Man Wolverine.
Spider-Man Wolverine, Spider-Man Punisher,
Yeah.
Spider-Man Hulk. So cool.
These are because Spider-Man actually has great chemistry with
yeah.
other superheroes
Because he makes-
he's the comic relief.
Yeah, so like you could pair him with something like Wolverine, and it'll be a fantastic movie because like he'll be bringing the quips, and like Wolverine will just be like, "I'm angry, and let me stab you."
Angry.
Is it Arnold
It's
Schwarzenegger?
Arnold
playing?
Schwarzenegger playing Wolverine, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Canadian. Like, no, you're not.
I was born in the mountains of Wisconsin. It's not Canada, though.
Yeah, we shall see. We're 2 days out from Spider-Man: Far From Home, so I feel like once we've seen it, we'll have a better idea of where the future is going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I've seen it,
I'll
as they
go
would
watch
say.
it by myself that day.
Wow.
Look, now you're watching with somebody else.
Yeah.
Don't lie to us. Don't lie to the viewers.
I don't think I am. I think I might watch it by myself.
Okay.
Oh, bye.
If anyone wants to join me, buy
Here's
tickets
my home address.
to.
Anthony fan number 69 actually probably will join you.
Oh,
but
definitely.
No, that
I
person
don't think Erica
cannot
will.
watch it with me.
I don't think Erica will, though.
No.
No, Erica says you're not invited.
Cool.
Sorry.
Well, yeah.
We made it to the end of another episode.
Another episode. This is episode
18.
18.
Yeah, we're slowly-
legal age.
We're slowly creeping up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to be part of the show, please write into thistimewith.com/talk.
Episodes are also available on YouTube.
Yes.
You can see our beautiful faces on there as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad all three of us are finally back.
It's back.
Back.
We're like it just
Better
feels
than
right.
ever.
Feels right.
Yeah,
Feels right.
It feels right.
Cool. And that has been This Time With the Movie Podcast. I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
You did it. And we'll see you next.
Hey.